Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review. So this one was suggested by Chris Weed. I will say, I thought I had did this, but it's been a while. So it was one of the first ones on my list when I started first doing the reviews and stuff. But this is the Watchdog that you come across when you do the Freestar Ranger questline. This is basically the Hopetech ship that was stolen. And thankfully, Chris, thank you for suggesting it, because, like I said, I thought I had done it, and it's an interesting ship, and I'm glad you brought it to my attention, because it is very cool. So, like I said, you do the UC, or the Freestar Ranger questline, and you'll come across a specific faction who have stolen a ship, and you're trying to figure out how they stole the ship. But what's interesting is it's called the Watchdog. And I didn't have to spawn this in, because sometimes when you spawn in ships, they kind of, how would you say, they kind of perform a little bit janky and you never really know. But this one, I just went to the location. It's still there after completing the quest. I think I completed the quest months ago. And I just used the unlock console command to get in, and we were all good to go. Now, it's called the Watchdog, but, well, we'll see in a minute, I have an actual Watchdog spawn beside it. It's not really a Watchdog. In some regards, it's a Watchdog because, it has some of the more basic components, but I actually prefer this design to the original Watchdog. So if we look at the stats of the vessel, it's got a fuel of 300, I can't count. It's got a hull of 617, cargo capacity of 740. It's got an A-class reactor with 23 power. It has one of them, the Stellarator reactors on the bottom there. It's got a crew of 3, jump range of 25 light years, 390 shield, which is quite good for... Actually, it's not. I'm silly. I was thinking something else entirely. Then it's got 2 sets of weapons. It's got some particles and it's got some lasers. So if you were gonna create this ship yourself, to my knowledge, I don't think there's anything special about it that would prevent you from creating it. Probably cost you around 150k. So yeah, let's check it out. Let's pray to baby Jesus the ship is still there. That is okay, perfect. So this is the let me show you now. So this is the Watchdog 4, as you can see. I'll do free cam really quickly just to make this easier to kind of... 1 second. There we go, perfect. So as you can see, they're very different ships. The only real similarity between them, realistically, is the front section with the docking port. Everything else is completely different. It's got different landing gear. It went for the smaller Hopetech landing gear, whereas this one went with the singular Hopetech leg and then the 2 big ones. Also, this one has this piece is a 3x1, which is pretty interesting. Whereas the Watchdog, this is the Watchdog 4 variant, only has a 2x1 there. You can see it has all of its extra pieces in the back. Again, the engines are a lot different. This has 3 of the Ammon engines. This has 2 of the White Wolf, I believe. Shields, again, are completely different. That's using the, what's that? I can't remember what that engine is called. Or shield, but this is a weaker shield. Grav drives are... Are they the same grav drive? Let me check. I think they're the same grav... Yeah, no, same grav drive, which is interesting. Completely different reactors. This is using the A-class reactor. This is obviously a tier 4, but it's the same reactor. As for cargo, again, completely different. This has 2 Panoptes cargo, and then this one has... I can't remember what these are called, but we'll kind of go into detail in a minute. And then, yeah, it also has some more structural pieces. So obviously the big one is the fuel tanks are on the side instead of on top. And it's got this cockpit as well as this kind of piece at the back. Also, the weaponry is a lot better on this one. All in all, I prefer this ship. And it's kind of sad that you can't unlock this ship, because one of the things I've been saying for quite a while in Starfield is because it's excuse me. because it's meant to be this kind of, you know, like you have these ships and you fly around. Obviously, that's not the whole intent, like the whole purpose of Starfield, but you know, that's kind of one of the big reasons we fly ships in space. It's a little saddening when there's very few quests that give you unique ships. Like, I think I can probably count on one hand the amount of ships you get for quest lines. And yeah, it'd be cool if you were given this. Like, imagine at the end of the quest, if you sided with, like, you know, Ron Hope, maybe you get this ship, or maybe it would go into production. Anyway, let's go check out the inside of it. Oh, am I? Okay, perfect, cool. So in we go. We got the big Hopetech cargo bay here. Anything? Nope, no first aid. I probably looted that the first time. So what's unique about this one is this one has a 3x1 engineering bay, which pretty interesting. Not sure why, but I quite like it. It kind of makes more sense. I can just imagine, like, hello, Simeon. This is an older save. Why Simeon's not wearing cool armor. I kind of like it because it kind of makes more sense. Like, I feel like if you're buying a Hopetech vessel, like, it's going to be kitted more for reliability and kind of it's going to be a bit, you know, it's like buying like a used, what would you say, like a Toyota Corolla or like a Honda Civic. You know, like it's going to run, but you're going to need some duct tape to keep it nice and operational. So having this engineering bay is quite cool. Now, if we go up, we just have the captain's quarter, or the cockpit, and then we have the docking port there. Cockpit, it uses the, what is this? The Overseer cockpit, I believe this is called. I really like this cockpit. This is my favorite kind of above, like, top seated cockpit. Got the captain's quarter. We can decorate this bad boy. That's my stuff. Yeah, no, that's my stuff. Okay, yeah, no, that's definitely my stuff. All right, so let's take her off into space and see how she performs. Actually, really quickly, what we're gonna do is we'll look at the other one, the interior of the other one, just a kind of comparison. There's not much of a difference, but just so you can see the interior of this one. All in all, I actually like the stolen. Oh, we can't get in. Let me unlock that real quick. Door. Unlock. Perfect. Turn off the console card. So I like the stolen one better because its layout is a lot cooler and it's more profile. So obviously this one here, as you can see, it has docking port. It instead of having a 3x1, it has a 2x1 control station. And then up here we have the bridge, which uses the Armstrong cockpit. And if I was to be completely honest with you, this one has a lot more. It's the way it uses its space is a bit, you know. Like, obviously, as you see there, it's got these 3 engines at the back that kind of mitigate the size and kind of, you know. Whereas this one here, like, first of all, the landing gear is off to the side, so you don't have this piece in the middle that's taking up a 2x1 slot. The reactor underneath. Cargo, again, a lot more streamlined. And then you've got the engines, which, again, is really nice. So let's go fly it, shall we? But yeah, it's just one of those ships where it's like I wish Bethesda would have given it to us. So off we go. So as always, I have a perk that increases my power by 5. So for the sake of this review, we're not going to be using 5 power. I like how, like, streamlined that actually looks. It looks very boaty. I haven't used the just the Hopetech landing gear in quite a while. So we're going to put some points into things real quick just to see what we have to play around with. One there, okay. Okay, so weapon-wise, we've got lasers and particles. Honestly, this is a pretty good setup. I could definitely see this ship being very viable and competitive. Boost speed now, we're going to have 150 because of those little engines. Yeah, not too bad. Or base speed, sorry. Boost speed's probably going to be around 500. The thing with those engines is they're good, but they're not extremely powerful. Okay, 450, not bad. Now the agility, we'll check the agility. Agility's not too bad, but you can tell it's a little bit sluggish. we're probably sitting on, I'd say maybe 70 to 80 mobility. Now, obviously, you could probably remedy that by increasing it to bigger ones. I doubt they're going to be the best, but we shall see. Anyway, let's go down to the planet now, and we'll do a teardown and show you how it's made. All right, so we've got the ship split into 3 sections, nice and compact. So at the front here, we've got the Overseer 30E bridge from Hopetech, 320 cargo to crew station. And then we have a Hopetech Cap B mid. And then on top, we've got 2 Hopetech pipes, a forward and aft. The back here, we've got an R3000 Alpha Grav Drive from Relodyne, A-Class 9 power, 23 jump thrust, which gives us 25 light years. Above that, we've got the Bastille S81 shield generator from Nautilus, A-Class 4 power, 390 shield. And then we have 2 White Dwarf 1000 engines from Relodyne, A-Class 3 power, 4650 engine thrust, 2445 maneuvering. As you can see, yeah, that's giving us a mobility of 70. Now, if we were to bump those bad boys up to the highest variant, which would be the 1020, what will we get if we got 1020? 76. So, realistically, you're not going to get too much. Now, if you were to do the duplication technique and basically add another one, you could get more mobility, but you would lose out on your jump range. Middle of the vessel here, we have a Hope 11 Docker 4 from Hopetech. That is connected to a Hopetech Engineering Bay 3x1. On each side of the front part, we have 2 Horizon weapon mounts, and on the top sides of each, we have a Reza 45 GHC megawatt pulse laser from Shinigami. A-Class, 1040 range, 6.65 fire rate, 3 hull, 11 shield damage, and 4 power. Pretty decent lasers. Behind that, we've got 2 M40 Ulysses Helium-3 tanks, 150 each from Dogstar. And then behind that, we have 2 Dagama 1000 cargo holds from Panoptes, 210 each. And then we have a Hopetech Nose B. And then on the bottom of the vessel, we have our Hope 4 landing bay from Hopetech. We've got 4 Hope 6 landing gear, 2 fore, and then 2 aft. These give 2 thrust each. We also have 2 PB50 proton beams from Ballistic Solutions Incorporated, A-Class, 3899.99 range, 3.49 fire rate, 20 hull and shield damage, and 4 power. And then at the back here, we've got a 370T Stellarator reactor from Amandon, A-Class, 23 power, 550 hull. So all in all, it's a really, really cool ship. Thank you, Chris, for reminding me to check it out. And I will say, like I said, it's a ship that I feel like should exist in the game. I've seen a few people who have kind of made kind of similar Hopetech ships, and this is always a kind of a style people go with. And I don't know if it's because like a lot of people are kind of influenced by it, or just the fact that like usually when you're building a Hopetech ship, you're either going to go one or two ways. You're going to make use those really big Hopetech engines, or landing gear, these bad boys here, which will kind of determine how your ship looks, or you'll go with these. And when you go with these, you kind of want to keep the streamlinedness of it, which looks nice. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty cool ship. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys prefer this version over the original, the Watchdog, or do you prefer the stolen version? I personally prefer the stolen version, and I think they should have allowed us to get it. But, now that I've covered this, and even before I cover this, there's probably been pictures and stuff floating about, so some of the more intrepid builders probably made their own variant. But yeah, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you like this sort of content, and catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.